Welcome to Practically. We bring learning alive. And today I'm going to discuss one topic, that is ecosystem and its components. Our environment consists of two main factors. The living things come under the biotic factors and the physical things come under the abiotic factors. The biotic factors mainly comprises of the living things such as plants, animals and various organisms, whereas the abiotic factor consists of physical factors such as temperature, rainfall, wind, soil and minerals. The ecosystem is the interaction between the biotic and the abiotic factors, how they are dependent on each other for sustaining various organisms. And this term ecosystem was first coined by Sir Arthur G. Tansley in 1935. Now let's see some components of this ecosystem, like the green plants, the blue-green algae. They carry out photosynthesis and produce their food on their own by trapping the sunlight, and other organisms are dependent on them. Hence they are called as the producers. Then there are some organisms which depend on these producers and which cannot produce their food on their own, and they are called as the consumers. Consumers can be herbivores or carnivores, omnivores or parasites in nature. Some organisms, they like bacteria and fungi, they depend upon the dead, decaying or the waste products, and they break down into the simple products. Such organisms are saprophytic in nature and are also called as decomposers. The dependency of various organisms on each other for the source of food is called as the food chain. And the food chain shows us how the different organisms are interdependent on each other. And based on that, they're arranged in something called as the trophic levels. The plants come under the first trophic level, also called as producers, since they trap the energy from the sun and produce their food on their own. And then we have the other organisms which depend on these producers come under the primary consumers, which are mainly consist of the herbivores. And then the small carnivores come under the secondary consumers, which depend on these primary consumers, and the bigger carnivores come under the tertiary consumers. In this way, the different organisms are connected with each other and the energy flows in one direction. This is the nature of the food chain. An organism can occupy any trophic level in a food chain, and they follow the 10% law. The 10% law states that the energy trapped by the producers is transferred to the next level. Only 10% of the energy is transferred and the remaining is lost in the form of heat through various metabolic processes carried out by these organisms. The interdependency of various organisms on each other shows us how the food chains are connected, and that is called as a food web. A food web is never straight since the different food chains are interconnected and interlinked with each other. There is one more interesting concept which shows that how some harmful chemicals or substances can be transferred to higher levels through the food chain. For example, some of the harmful chemicals and pesticides which are sprayed on the plants, they get washed off through the water, and by that they enter into the food chain, and then they are passed on to the high trophic levels, and human beings constitute of the topmost trophic level, and that's why such harmful chemicals can concentrate more in the tertiary consumers, and this process is called as the biological magnification or biomagnification. For more such amazing concepts, download the Practically app and register to start your free trial. Thank you.
Bring learning alive, practically.